Welcome back to season 2 of the Huddle. We have a very special episode for you here in Radio Row for Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area, and I'm super excited to have Ricky Lust and Kyle Sparrow with me, guys. This is just very special to be here, and I'm just excited to get straight into it.
Yeah, shout out Reach TV, letting us use their set, came in clutch last second, so we really appreciate you guys.
Huge shout out to them.
Literally would not be here without them.
Absolutely. And look at this sick set that we get to be in, right? Mm-hmm. Not a typical thing that students get to do. So let's go right into it. Super Bowl 60 is coming up. How excited are we for the Super Bowl, especially with one of our alumni, Ricky White III, who we got to talk to, being in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, it's a story of two kind of underdog quarterbacks, because you take a look at the Patriots this season, kind of have been kind of the underdog throughout the entire season. And, you talk about Drake May in his sophomore season. We always say those sophomore season, they always bump up, and he's now in the Super Bowl. In his second year, it's just a really testament. And then you have Sam Darnold on the other side. People, when he played for the Jets, people were like, this is not a good quarterback. Yeah. And he has proved everyone wrong. He has exceeded expectations. He has done wonders for the Seahawks. And it's just phenomenal to be here, and it's going to be one heck of a matchup.
Yeah, I think, again, the last time we saw this matchup, crazy ending. But it's gonna be a good game. Obviously, you've mentioned Ricky White, the third former UNLV wide receiver, picked in the last draft, his rookie season, making it to the Super Bowl. We got to talk to him the other day at Super Bowl opening night. Great conversation.
Shout out Rebel Sports Net.
Yes.
Go see that interview on our Instagram and TikTok.
A lot of good content coming out. I'm super excited for the Super Bowl. I mean, the Seahawks, I'm maybe rooting for the Seahawks a little bit just because of Ricky White, but also for Sam Darnold, like you said, that story of him being written off multiple times by multiple teams. It's kind of like Baker Mayfield, the Browns wrote him off, and you can't help but root for them. Like, it's the underdog, and more than just the underdog, he's proving everyone wrong, and he's done it back-to-back seasons, one with the Vikings, and now again with Seattle. So, just super excited now on the Patriots side. A little bit bitter that we finally get the Chiefs out of the playoffs, and then boom, Patriots are right back in it.
Yeah.
But it's a rematch. The Seahawks for sure want to get that revenge for over 10 years ago now, which is so crazy, but.
And we were eating food just last night, and they had that Super Bowl on the TV screen. We're like, it was the iconic Malcolm Butler play. Yeah. And we go, oh, surely they're going to run it with Marshawn Lynch with one timeout left.
Yeah.
No, threw it. Butler intercepts it, and that's where history kind of started for these two teams.
Yeah, so for you guys, what do you think the real difference maker is going to be in the Super Bowl that makes the team win this game?
I think it's going to be utilizing Drake May's legs. I think, we saw against the Broncos, yes, the Broncos defense, they kind of struggled against Drake May because they kind of clamped. You have Pat Surtain, you have Nick Singleton, you have all those good players, but there's no QB spy. And Drake May hit the touchdown that was scored. He scored via his legs. And you also talk about, this Broncos defense, they kind of did not look the best. Obviously the Buffalo Bills, we'll get into that some other time. But, I just think if they can stop Drake May and make his life uncomfortable, I think this team, it speaks wonders. And then, you look at the other side, it's got to be the Seahawks offense. I think that Sam Darnold at the helm has done a phenomenal job. Stay composed in that pocket. They acquired Rashid Shaheed, who's been pretty much lights out on both special teams and offense. And, I just think that it's just going to be offense and defense. If the Patriots want to have a chance, they have to stop the high caliber, the high speed of that Seahawks offense.
Yeah, I think the whole season with the Seahawks has been that connection between Sam Darnold and JSN. If they want to make this game a good game, they're going to have to, target JSN, especially for the Patriots defense. He's been their guy the whole season. He's going to be the difference maker, I feel like, for the Seahawks. Yeah. He's going to be the one that makes the big play that comes out at the end of the game, the MVP.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with both of you, offense, defense, of course, but I think specifically that Seahawks defense has been so dominant this year, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence being on that team.
Yeah.
And he said in the beginning of the year when he left Dallas, he wants to win a Super Bowl. We doubted him. Des Bryant doubted him, and now look, he's here. That defense has just been super dominant. And on the other side, as I watched the Patriots through the playoffs, they just didn't look that scary on offense. They played a lot of defensive games.
Yep.
Their defense does look good, but if that offense plays the way they've been playing all playoffs against the Seahawks defense, I don't think they have a chance.
And then that one-on-one matchup.
Yeah.
You know, you have Christian Gonzalez who's going to be matched up against Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
And you know, if he cannot stop him, Sam Darnold, that's going to be his one read. That's going to be his guy, and it's going to be tough.
Well, you know, some even said that last game in the AFC Championship that he did not have a good game until right at the end where he made the winning play. So if he plays like that in the first half of that game and struggles against JSN, it's going to be a tough night for him.
100%.
Yeah. Moving on real quick, we'll get back to football in a second, but a lot of news this week in the NBA. Ricky, which one was your favorite trade that we see right before the deadline?
Obviously, there's the AD trade. I mean, almost a year, a couple days over a year. Year and 2 days from the day he was traded to Dallas. But for me, the big one, Kobe White to Charlotte. That team is looking really good. They got Brandon, they got LaMelo, they got him, they got, what's his name over there? Rookie Knipple. That team, that 4 guys, that's going to be a hard team to stop. And they're on the rise right now. They've gone on a crazy streak recently. And you're going to want to watch out for that game, that team coming into the next couple seasons. Yeah, and so far we haven't seen Giannis been traded. It's been talks for the past couple of years, but especially this year, it's been very rumored that Giannis wanted out. He says he doesn't. It looks like the team's still shopping him around. So a lot of speculation going on there. Maybe in this next couple of days, maybe by the time this episode comes out, he's already gone. I saw someone say Milwaukee should have gone Kobe White, or maybe it was another team. Oh, no, it was another team, but they said maybe Giannis can fill that position that they needed. What team would you like to see Giannis go to the most?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Oh, no.
I'm a big follower. I follow closely to the Golden State Warriors, obviously here in the Bay Area. One of the best teams in the past decade plus. I mean, you got Steph Curry on there, you got Draymond Green, you had Clay, KD. Just the talent on that team the past decade plus has been immaculate.
Yeah.
They've also been in rumors for years with Giannis and him wanting out of Milwaukee. We did see that they did put out a big offer on the table for them. Their biggest probably they've ever put out. We don't know full details, but people like Pod, people like Kuminga, people like Draymond Green are in talks in that trade. And I've heard it's a race between them, Miami, and I forgot the other team, but it's
the Knicks.
Yes, the Knicks. I think it's Sham said that it's a race between those 3 teams, and I could see him really at any one of those teams, but it would be pretty nice to see him team up with Steph Curry.
And you look at the attention that he's drawn. I mean, you have teams basically putting offers on the table that you never would expect. And you know, if you saw his tweet, he's like, all attention is on me, but I haven't put pen to paper.
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of like this, whatever team he goes to, whatever market he goes to, there is going to be an insane change of dynamic, because there's no way they're going to get Giannis for just picks. You got to offer some big
There's
players.
There's going to be some players, especially the way the NBA works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just going to be nuts.
And I was thinking, I don't know exactly what the Knicks would have to give up. For me personally, the Knicks would be the best place for him to go. I just feel like it'd be the most electric, especially to keep Brunson with him. Just a fun team to watch, and that could possibly finally win it all. We were saying earlier, Giannis is not going to win another one unless he leaves, right?
Exactly.
Because aren't the Bucks? Where are they in the standings?
Not too sure.
I think they're in the middle of the stock in the East. And again, they threw out Chris Middleton, which also got traded today. Yeah. He's on the Mavs now, but they threw him out. They threw. They had Drew Holiday, correct? I believe at some point. Yep. I think on that team that won the championship.
Yeah.
But they've coaches after coaches. I mean, it's been hectic over there.
Yeah, we know our friend Witt at home is a little upset about it if it goes through, right? But yeah, I'm gonna cut us off there for the NBA. Let's get back to football. You know, we're here for a reason, right? The Pro Bowl was also here, right next door to us. We didn't get to go, but I want to get you guys' opinions on Pro Bowl because it was very controversial recently, past couple of years, especially this year. Should we get rid of it completely? What's the issue with the Pro Bowl right now?
You know, the one problem is no one is watching. And you ask why. And you see who they've invited. And you see kind of the players that are in the Pro Bowl. And I'm not going to say they don't deserve to be in the Pro Bowl, but, you know, you take certain guys that just haven't played and they somehow get a Pro Bowl spot over players that should be there. And then the fact that it's flag football, the fact that it's fun, obviously you want a fun atmosphere for the fans. But it has to be competitive.
I miss the days when it was in Hawaii.
Exactly. I miss the days.
Were you alive when it was in Hawaii?
I don't know, but
No, but yeah, I mean, I didn't even mind it when it was in Vegas, maybe because that's where we're from. I got to go watch it. But at least they were playing football.
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, it was kind of like two-hand touch, which was annoying. But now it's flag, and it's fun and all. But again, nobody's watching because the players don't even want to play in it. We saw on the AFC side, what quarterback did it go? Joe Burrow, Shador Sanders, and Joe Flacco, which Joe Flacco played for both of those teams. So the Bengals and the Browns. That's insanity. By no means were any of those three quarterbacks the best in the AFC, and we all know that. Josh Allen didn't go. He didn't want to play.
He broke his foot.
Yeah.
That's right.
He broke his foot.
Right.
A lot of the people that were invited were
injured.
most of them were injured in the playoffs.
But we know Shador was not the first pick after the injuries. He was. I saw someone break it down. He was quite literally the last pick. And he said yes. And sure, Shador probably brings in some ratings, some numbers, but if we're talking about who's deserving to play in the Pro Bowl, it's not him.
But you know, we talked about it previously, and this season has been one of the best we've seen in a while. And the fact that everyone gets injured, the fact that there was so much drama this season, you know, it's kind of like, it just kind of confirms it because all those top tier quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, injured, Josh Allen, injured, still played games with his.
Go Knicks.
Exactly.
Injured.
What about Trevor Lawrence? He could have played. Right?
I think he declined.
He declined.
He was a MVP finalist.
Exactly. Like these are the star athletes just seem like they don't really even want to play anymore. The AFC side, I will say, was much weaker in the Pro Bowl, and that's why they lost. But still, we saw the score was like 60-something to 50-something. Yeah. Just insane numbers. But yeah, I think, would you agree, like, the Pro Bowl needs to get rid of? What would you do to fix it?
I would start listening to the fans. That's the first thing. I'd go back or go through social media, go through everything like that, where all the fans can comment, read what they're saying, and decide from there. I mean, we've seen it in other leagues like the NBA. The All-Star games are not as popular anymore, and the fans are showing that they don't want what the leagues are changing them to.
Yeah.
I think the commissioner and all the people under him that work closely with the Pro Bowl, they need to listen to fans, because if they want engagement, they want viewership. I mean, NFL football is the second most viewed sport in the U.S. in the world almost. I mean, you got soccer, you got football. I mean, it's been around for a while. People love it. People sit down on Sundays. Scott Hansen interviewed him. Check
it out on the Instagram.
But I think they need to listen to the fans. If they want fans to watch, they want fans to come out, they need to listen to fans.
And a perfect example of that is what the NHL did. You know, their All-Star game is basically a skills competition that no one really watches unless you're actually there. Obviously, the fan experience, media experience is great. But you take what they did, and they flipped it completely. The dynamic completely changed. When they announced the 4 nations, people literally said, we don't know if this is going to work, because it's a new dynamic. They've been doing the All-Star game for so long. But it was one of, if not the biggest successes, I think, in the Big Four in terms of All-Star game, because the NBA was kind of, they missed with their All-Star game. As we said, the Pro Bowl has some problems, and then baseball, obviously, they have their All-Star game. But I think the NHL just, the fact that players, they play for the country on their jersey. Mm-hmm. And you had, in that final game, Canada versus USA, one of the most iconic rivalries in all of history.
An iconic game.
Exactly.
Down,
3 fights, I think, in the first period.
In the first, 12 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah, insane.
And it's just, there has to be a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people love watching those country battles, Olympics. I think that is a big thing that the leagues need to look at. Because, waiting 4 years,
Yeah.
if you're a basketball fan, waiting 4 years, if you're a hockey fan, people want to see these matchups now in case, something happens in the future. So
yeah, and then like you said, national or for your nation, right? We're gonna see flag football in the Olympics in a couple of years, and hopefully we get some NFL stars going in there. But let's just wrap it up real quick. Your Super Bowl prediction, maybe give me a score. Who's your winner? I'll let Kyle go first.
I'm going to say the Seahawks get their revenge. Score, I'm going to say 35-17 Seahawks. I just don't think the Patriots have the caliber that the Seahawks do. And I think if Sam Darnold comes out how we've seen Sam Darnold come out and not throw picks, how he's been the entire playoffs, I think the Patriots are in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Seahawks take it. I'm not a huge fan of the Patriots. I just think not even like that. I just don't think they match up really well with the Seahawks. Yeah, we've talked about the schedule. It's been easy. I don't know if we can use that anymore, but they've had some. Bo Nix gets hurt. They had to play Jared Stidham. I just don't think they faced an opponent as good as Seattle this entire year.
Yep.
And I think it's gonna bite them in the butt.
I agree with you.
yeah, I'm gonna go very similar here. I think Seattle. Just all around defense, offense. It's gonna put some struggle on the Patriots. Sam Darnold. Yes, he's young. Was he like 28? But he has something to prove. Yep. This is the deepest he's ever been in the playoffs. Drake May, second-year QB. He's got time. He's going to be really good for a while. Great O-line, things like that. I don't think it's going to be as close as 35-17. I think it's going to be
even worse.
28-3.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Really?
My goodness.
And you don't think the Patriots come back this time from that score?
I
don't think I'd give a score real quick. I'm agree with you. Like 35-14.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be great. Yeah.
The big question is Drake May. Because we've asked the question in these playoffs. Will he survive the pressure? And he so far has been up to the task. And he's played some of the toughest defenses this season. And but I just think those defenses, they did not have a complementary offense because the Broncos didn't have Bo Nix, the Steelers, and it's just stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have today. We all took Seattle across the board, but get ready because next week we're going to be back in studio, getting the rest of the crew in there. We've got basketball, hockey, baseball all coming up this year, so super excited for the Huddle this season, guys. But make sure to follow our social medias down below, and we'll see you guys next week.
Shout out Real TV.
Shout out.
Yeah, Reach TV.
Reach TV. My bad.